Pursuing the UAV/ROV program at the Mira Costa College, he further expanded his expertise in the unmanned systems and the UAV business. Currently, he sits on the CompTIA Drone Advisory Board and holds an FAA daylight waiver for night operations. He is also an FAA Part 107 remote pilot, TOP certified pilot, and a member of the FAA safety team. Combining his medical, technical, and leadership skills with his passion for UAVs, he founded USOG, now a leading systems integrations company specializing in the drone medical delivery sector. The core mission of USOG is saving lives and public safety. I'm also very delighted to introduce Ryan. Ryan Walsh is the co-founder and CEO of Valqari, a company that specializes in building infrastructure for drone deliveries. Prior to Valqari, while serving in the US Army 75th Ranger Regiment, Ryan witnessed firsthand the potential of drone technology. Applying the principles he obtained as a ranger and deeply interested in serial entrepreneurship and R&D, he eventually went on to become the CEO of Valqari, aiming to transform industry-specific supply chains employing drone technology in real-world B2C and B2B opportunities with his specialized knowledge. I also have with me Achal, representing Flightbase here today. With 5 years of experience in the drone industry, Achal has been actively involved in product development, marketing, design, and business development. As a part of the leadership team at Flightbase, he has been working with several customers across the globe to provide autonomous drone-based solutions for various applications. And with all those introductions, I welcome you once again to the webinar for today. But before I begin, I'd like to run by a few housekeeping rules. All attendees are free to ask questions anytime during the presentation. Just type them in the Q&A section and we will answer them in the end. We are also running a couple of polls during the presentation, so request everyone to participate. Let's just begin by introducing or discussing about the various building blocks that are involved when it comes to deploying drones for deliveries. The primary or the first component is obviously the drone hardware. Several drone manufacturers are building this robust piece of hardware that would support a heavy payload capacity while traveling longer distances. The second key component is the cargo or the gripper system that would facilitate the drone deliveries. Fans present with us today will shed more light on this. The delivery receptacle or the third component is another very important piece that needs to be figured out before you venture in the journey of drone-based deliveries. Ryan will walk us through his patented mailbox or the drone delivery station. And finally, the fourth component is the software. A one-stop solution for drone deliveries is essential to automate your entire drone delivery process, right from managing a hybrid fleet of drones to various stakeholders that are involved in the delivery operations. My colleague Achal would delve deeper into this solution. So let's just begin by hearing from Fans, and over to you, Fans. Welcome once again.
Thank you so much, Vasali, for having us. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from all the attendees. We've got people from around the world. This is awesome. First and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody and allowing us to be here. Unmanned Systems Operations Group, affectionately known as USOG, we're a team of individuals that have brought together to do some amazing things in the drone space. If you go to the next slide, please. I happen to be the founder and CEO of the company, but by all means, my team is what really makes this work. We happen to be a company that's in the drone ROV UAV space. We have the capabilities of doing manufacturing, tech support. We do systems engineering. We integrate systems, rapid prototyping. Let me tell you, we do stuff quick, and we're payload focused. And the reason we're payload focused is from my introduction, you happen to hear that I come from the military background and I flew medevac for the US military, the Air Force. And that payload and the impetus for the company was saving lives. And I understood that the rapid deployment of medications, supplies and what have you on the battlefield could be radically changed by the use of the UAV systems. And so, and that's kind of what started me down this pathway. And the systems engineering side of it is from my experience as being an audio engineer and a tech at Disney. And that allowed me to really understand systems integrations, because the Walt Disney Company is all about integration, everything from audio, video, and what have you. And that background that I have has kind of led to what we're doing here today at USOG. Next slide. So the challenge that I've seen with the UAV space, and I've been flying drones for quite a while, even before DJI even existed, when I had to order parts and then put it together myself, is that right now there seems to be a mindset of we're going to deliver one box, one payload at a time. And I don't know about you all out there in the world, but I haven't seen a post-delivery person just deliver my mail, go back to the post office, and then come back and deliver my neighbor's mail. That just doesn't work. And it's completely inefficient. And when I started this company, I wanted to be the drone service provider and fly the drones to make this happen. And I quickly realized that it really wasn't going to work and scale quickly if I did one box at a time. So what we developed and what we're trying to solve is that one payload at a time, and it just doesn't work. But we also wanted to do it accurately, repeatedly, with accuracy, and we wanted to have multiple configurations in order to make this a really viable business. After going through the numbers with my team and my wonderful CFO, we figured out that if you're delivering one package at a time, you're losing money. Two packages, yeah, you're breaking even. But if you deliver three or more, this is where you're making money. And this is where you can actually scale a business. And so what we ended up doing is we ended up developing a modular system that can handle one package up to 15 small envelopes that really works, and it's repeatable, it's safe. And the initial design was for medical assets. So it's robust. We can carry up to a big 12-pound box, and it's modular, which really is interesting. Next slide, and we'll show you why. So this is our 10K cargo delivery system. And the beauty of this is, and as you can see, it's carrying 3 boxes. And that happens to be one of our strategic partners, Heaven Drones, and they're in Israel. This is a very robust system, and they build drones up to that can carry up to 250 pounds, and which allows us to really develop systems and cargo packages that allow us to really make a difference in the world. Because our tagline for our company is "This drone saves lives." And we're trying to do the best to facilitate that across the world. And one way we do that is we're drone agnostic. We are the first system, multi-package, modular system, and we are drone agnostic. So if you're flying a DJI 600, we can adapt to that. Having drones, we can adapt to that. You bring us a system, we can make a bespoke solution just for you. Next slide. Like this, like I was mentioning, the solution is an adaptable modular system, and we can carry multiple payloads. In the last slide, you saw that it had 3 boxes. This slide, you see one big 12-pound box. And the cool part is that pallet on the bottom, basically with 2 buttons, snaps off for one large payload, and then we can snap on in mere seconds a 3 pallet box, or a 2 pallet box, or a 15 envelope box. Once again, we're drone agnostic. We can go on any platform, and it's basically ready to install. Once we put the adapter on the drone, on your UAV, all those systems and payloads can go on there. And not only we can do boxes static like you see it, but we're also capable of doing a smart or winch system. And you'll see that here in action in the video that we have. Next slide.
Yeah, let me just turn on my video so we can hear the sound.
Introducing the Urban Heaven Multi-Package Delivery System from Heaven Drones and Unmanned Systems Operations Group. Our integrated system provides unique stability that allows multi-package delivery, large payload capacity, and the adaptability of having 3 different payload systems work on one drone. Right out of the box, the perfect on-demand drone delivery solution. Heaven Drones develops the hardware and software for the next evolution in the drone industry. The Unmanned Systems Operation Group cargo system enables the urban drone to carry multiple packages and drop them at separate addresses, significantly enhancing the e-commerce logistics. Unmanned Systems Operation Group's technology employs autonomous flight control and the automated drop-off of packages ranging from small to large parcels. Unmanned Systems Operations Group's smart tether system can lower and retrieve packages up to 10 pounds with custom options available. The active cable simultaneously enables video, data, and control. The Unmanned Systems Operation Group cargo systems are drone agnostic, safe, reliable, and adaptable. The Urban Heaven Multi-Package Delivery System from Heaven Drones and Unmanned Systems Operations Group.
And that is kind of what we do in a nutshell. Next slide. Oh, I'll watch it again. It's okay. So here's some of the key features on our payload system. We're a COP solution. We're ready off-the-shelf solution that's currently being used for medical assets, for e-commerce, and for medical use. We're currently being used in Israel by Heaven Drones, the drone that you see there in the photo, and then we're also currently being used in Guam as well. And we have numerous pending uses internationally, and we won't go there right now. But the great thing is that all these use cases have been integrated not only by using Flight Base, who's our host today, but also with Ryan at Valkyrie, who's also on, and you'll hear from here shortly. We can carry payloads, anywhere from 20 to 50 pounds, and our system's rated to carry 8 pounds. As I mentioned earlier, 1 to 15 packages available in one sortie, in one mission. So you can take off, and as long as you have the power and the agility, you can drop off 15 different payloads in locations. Right now, we're seeing 1 to 3 because of the size of the payloads that people want to deliver. We can do a hover drop, we can do a landing drop, we can go from onshore to the sea to land on ships. We have that capability. And, our system itself is small enough for it to be in a minimized stowable area, rapidly deploys, and it's we don't officially have an IPv6 rating, but it is weather resistant. So you can use it in cold weather, inclement weather, and things like that. And which for us, it's kind of a paramount because we have a wide range of individuals that are using our system. In the photo, you happen to see our 2-pallet system, which we like to call our search and rescue system. And the reason we do that and call it that is you have 2 payload bays, essentially, available for either a package, AED, water, supplies, whatever it is. But also you have a forward-facing light and a downward-facing light that allows you to see at night missions. Go ahead, next. And so here's some of the configurations that you see here. Our USOG smart winch system we'll talk about here shortly in the next slide or two. And then also the single box, that's a 12 by 12 by 24. That one's 15 pounds. And then the bottom there, you'll see the multiple cargo sizes and boxes that we have the availability to transport. And one of the things that we've been requested to, and that we do, is that we can monitor the temperature, the G-shock, we can monitor everything on a payload and have that be added to the telemetry back to whoever's at the ground control station. Or post-flight, we can analyze everything that's gone on. And this is specifically critical when we're transporting blood or any medical asset. Go ahead and move forward. And this is a message from Itay at Heaven Drones.
Itai from Heaven Drones. We've partnered with USOG because we believe the payload that can take more than one package is a must in this drone delivery market. We think it would change the market. We're very happy and fortunate to partner with USOG. Looking forward to see this technology in real life and delivering to people all over America and other parts of the world. So congrats to the team, and looking forward to continue working together.
Thanks, Itay. Really appreciate that. As you noticed, we have featured their drone here, and it's a very robust system. And as I mentioned earlier, I was talking about the 10K Smart Winch system, and here it is. That happens to be Mark, our engineer in the photo, who's absolutely having a wonderful time working on that. Our 10K Smart Winch system is something very unique and the first of its kind in the industry. We are able to transmit and receive data along the entire tether and the tether line. Not only that, it resists twisting. And if you've seen in most tether systems, you have systems that keep twisting, and it's waterproof. Next slide, please. And here's some of the specs on it. It can pick up to about 4.5 kilograms, 100 meters, 95 of it is usable. It's an active bi-directional data, video, and control signal, which means is that if we lower that tether and you have a box 2 inches off the ground, we can actively release it when we want. We don't have to touch the ground and use gravity to release the package like most systems are out there today. It's submersible, and we can control it directly from the controller that the pilot or the ground control station is utilizing. So this makes it a very unique system, and it's the only one of its kind out there currently today. And obviously everything that we have is patent pending, obviously. So, you know, you can try the idea, but good luck. I'll go ahead, our next slide. And the really, really cool thing about this is that our smart winch system allows us to actively put sensors at the very bottom of it or along the whole tether, so that we can carry multiple sensors. So we can have a 5 megapixel camera looking down. We can have a pressure sensor along the line. We can command and control the release or the activation of something at the end of that tether. And the uses are limitless. And we're absolutely able to connect that smart winch system to either a sandboxed onboard computer where it can do its own analysis and what have you that's completely secure, or we can connect it to the companion computer that's on board the drone and allow it to transmit that data back to the ground control station. So we have the ability to absolutely make the system secure versus being open to any kind of virus or software or anything along that's available online. And so that's kind of our vision for this, is for us to do the best that we can in any situation with such a unique. The one thing that we really, really wanted to think about and wanted to implement throughout what we do with USOG is we wanted to create a complete ecosystem. We didn't just want to deliver and drop it on the ground or whatever. We wanted to make it a secure system that would allow us to be able to deliver medications, possibly organs, goods and services to other places around the world. And we designed this as a medical-based system. But we found that by the standards that we created the system, it allows itself to be used in other areas. So that's why we're really happy and really excited about our collaboration with Valkyrie in creating a complete ecosystem in drone delivery, and also the software to make that happen with Flightbase. Next. So if you can see here, the Valkyrie mailbox, it's an amazing piece of kit. And we're able to, on the left-hand side, we have our 3 pallet positions. We have a 2-box hover, and then we were able to execute a 2-box delivery at night on top of the Valkyrie. And all the lighting you see on the slide there is only from the drone. And that happens to be our amazing partners, Valkyrie Lighting, that has designed and made those lights. And all the lighting you see is just from the drone, which makes that especially suited as our search and rescue palette that we like to call. And with that, I would definitely like to introduce all of you to Ryan Walsh from Valkyrie, who's got an amazing system that we're happy and excited to be collaborating with.
Thanks, Bounce. Appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for taking the time to tune into this. As Bounce mentioned, we're Valkyrie, and we create the end and send point infrastructure for drone delivery. We like to think that if you're going to automate that middle 90%, it doesn't make sense to leave the beginning and the last part of it to somebody to have to interact with. So by establishing our infrastructure and our landing stations, you're able to send packages autonomously and receive packages autonomously. Next slide, please.
Sorry, Ryan, cutting you through. Before you speak any further about Valqari's mission, we would just want to take a pause and run a quick poll. I'll just take like a couple of seconds from your time. So the first poll is launched. It's up on the screens. We would want to try understand what kind of packages are our audience today looking to deliver via drones. Uh, that, are they mostly going to use it for medical kits and equipments? Is e-commerce the application that they would want to use it for? Is it food, or if there are any other applications or any other kind of packages that they would like to deliver via drones, then do drop that in the chat box itself. It helps us build a system around it, and we can this gives us a deeper understanding about what are the requirements of the audience, and what is the delivery system that you're interested in. Do you want the drone to land precisely onto a surface or a delivery box where your packages are safely kept before and then you can come and pick it up at any point of time? Or are you looking for a hovering mechanism where it drops over from one point? Or are you looking for a complete combined system where it'll just work depending on the condition? So let us know again on what is the kind of packages that you would like to deliver and the delivery system that you're interested in. I'll just wait for a couple of seconds before I end the poll. And yes, I have the poll results. It's going to be up on your screens too. So most of our audience are interested in e-commerce deliveries, which could range for a wide, again, a number of applications. You can let us know in the chat what exactly in the e-commerce section are you targeting toward. And most people would prefer the drone to safely land onto a spot, and then the packages can be secured. So Ryan, this is your cue. We would love to hear more about the drone delivery station and how people can safely and securely store their packages until somebody comes and picks it up. So over to you.
Thanks, Michelle. So yeah, in light of that poll, that's something that we've been engineering towards. As this slide says, we're universal, so we work with literally any drone airframe, and we've been testing with a lot of different mechanisms, especially the 10K. But whether it's a hover drop, whether it's a landed delivery, whether it's a winched or a tethered delivery, our box takes packages from all of those, and we've done several successful integrations on each one of those systems. As you can see here, we work with a number of different partners, and this is just a small list But we have partners across the industry in every single vertical of drone delivery. Next slide, please. And so it really creates a situation where you have standardized, safe, and secure package retention, right? You no longer have packages being on the ground. You no longer have to worry about weather damage, about theft, about animals. And what this does is not only protects the package, but it also creates a chain of custody. It's really important, especially when you're looking to ensure the deliveries, to be able to validate and verify and have an auditable chain of custody, which our system and our back end provides. And so not only does it remove the human interaction, so you don't have as much risk between the human and drone interaction or taking people away from their critical duties to perform, airlift and air cargo duties, you're able to create a safer environment. Next slide, please. And so this is our drone delivery station. It's our first commercial release of many. This is a system that has 6 different storage lockers, so it can work with a number of simultaneous deliveries ingoing and outbound. And so it's really built for commercial and high loads and multi-resident kinds of deliveries. Next slide, please. And so you can see here, it enables not only the delivery itself, but a lot of the drivers of high costs when it comes to last mile delivery. It really opens those doors, right? So not only do you have no more failed delivery attempts, you don't have to deliver twice, all of those things that run the cost up, and you can have our system actually receive that package, right? So if it's some type of delivery that needs to be certified or signed for, whatever, you can do that all very simply from our app without having to be present. And we're a Chicago company, and I don't want to be waiting outside in the cold in the winter for a package. So having a system that takes it and keeps the temperature viable, especially when you're talking about refrigerated medicines, or you want to keep the quality control of a food item. Those are all very important in maintaining the viability and the quality assurance of that delivery. Next slide, please. So here's a short video you take a look at. And the one on the right, that's one of our mailbox receiving stations, which we're going to be releasing hopefully later this year. As you can see, the load capacity is always. I don't know if you guys were experiencing a bit of bandwidth issues, but all of those videos are available on the Valkyrie YouTube channel if you'd like to check them out. Next slide, please. And so here's the roadmap that we're looking at. We have our commercial station, as well as our mailbox, which will be coming out towards the end of this year. And then next year, we're going to be getting into our window mounted unit, as well as integrated architecture, as well as larger container sized units. So for large cargo operations. So it really does not matter what type of deliveries you're doing, the type of drones you're using. Just like USOG, we're a very universal system and can integrate with any platform, any network. Next slide, please. And all of this is controlled through our app. You access our box from our app. You do all of the verification. You can see a lot of the tracking, and a lot of that plugs right into Flightbase and their system, which Achil will be talking about coming up. But everything on the Valkyrie landing stations is controlled very effortlessly through our app. Next slide, please. And so this is really important, whether you want the hardware, whether you want an entire turnkey solution using USOG, Flightbase, and Valkyrie, and or if you just want the one of the systems to plug into where you're at. And so one of the things that this allows is really getting insights into what the capabilities are from your delivery network. Right? Through all of these different IoT applications, you can start looking at very specific customer analytics. If you're, for instance, a small business or a restaurant, and you're using drones to deliver to a 5-mile radius, you can now start forecasting where the demand is coming from. You can start forecasting inventory based on what those delivery operations look like. And so all of that back-end information becomes very critical for how you can best optimize your drone network. And the great thing about the Valkyrie landing stations is it doesn't just work for drones, it works for traditional deliveries as well. And so it doesn't matter what you're delivering or necessarily how you're delivering it. We work with everything, and we're able to provide insights into each one of those. We also have a sensor package that we'll be releasing ideally later this year. So we're going to start having the ability to monitor weather and all these other capabilities within our landing stations, which further optimizes the network and the deliveries themselves. Next slide, please. Just like Founts mentioned with his, we are also a patented system. We have granted patents around the world, and we're continually adding to that. So we're very excited about our position within the marketplace. Next slide, please. We were named the best tech startup in North America in the Timmy Awards last year, so we've been definitely getting a lot of traction with people recognizing that Valkyrie is changing the logistics game. And we're also graduates of Creative Destruction Lab, Supply Chain and Logistics. So we have a vast network in North America within the supply chain community. Next slide, please. I'm gonna hand it over to Achil to talk more about the back end and how this all ties together.
Great. Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you so much, Fans. Hi, everybody. This is Achil. Nice to see you all at the event. Thanks for joining in. So we got already introduced to a reliable payload system, which can be attached, plus the delivery system, which can securely store your delivery boxes. Now, how do we tie all this together? You have the hardware, you need a system which can help you automate and manage these deliveries. So again, we are part of drone industry, and we have been seeing news every day. There hasn't been a single day where drone deliveries haven't made a news, right? Be it Americas to Asia to Europe, everywhere deliveries are taking place. People are starting to do proof of concepts and trying out whether it is medicines, FMCG products, or vaccines. Now it's taking up. So how do you manage all of this, right? This is across verticals. You need a profound system where you can manage multiple drones, you can manage multiple users, you can securely manage all the devices which are on the ground, the stations and everything, right? So that is where we have designed flytzip, which is particularly being designed in a way where you can operate these number of drones for various drone delivery operations. So the core components here are the drone, of course, the hardware, but then you need a piece which can help you connect the drone to the cloud. So you can do your beyond visual line of sight operations as you're getting up for your scale. Plus, you need a precision landing or a hover technology, which can help you accurately hover the drone over the landing system, as well as you should be able to remotely control your cargo package using the single dashboard. Plus, you have multiple user personas, right? So when you're looking at any drone delivery or a delivery system today, you have a dispatcher, you have an operator, you have a receiver. And taking that into the consideration, we have designed our intuitive multi-level access dashboards for FlightSip, where there is a dedicated dashboard for drone delivery operators who can add and manage multiple drones, assign a drone to a delivery request, which can automatically generate flight plans. Of course, you can integrate that with the unmanned traffic management or UTM systems to know no-fly zones, regulatory authorities, what are the NOTAMs or things that are happening at that place, as well as you'd be able to launch the complete mission and monitor that. Not only that, you can get a live update on the screen in terms of your live location, live telemetry. You have all the fail safes in place, as well as you're able to set all the pre-flight checklists and geofences for the safe operations. So you've designed the complete dashboard, and we're going to take a look at a video later where the complete dashboard has been crafted for drone delivery operations. Similarly, there are other personas which are very critical in drone delivery. So apart from being a drone delivery operator, you would also need a dispatcher dashboard. So all your shipper or dispatchers can have their unique login and they can create those delivery requests for you. And once you receive those requests, you can conduct those kind of deliveries. And on the other hand, your receivers need to have a unique tracking link like you do for any of your packages today to track that where is my order, where is my package. So FlightZip provides a completely intuitive dashboards. So for all the users to uh, request delivery, to ship the delivery, to operate drones, as well as the receiver to track the delivery. And of course, the rest of the things which goes on the drone at the back end for connecting your drone to 4G, 5G, BVLOS operations, as well as integrating it with precision lining technologies and payload, which is on board the drone to carry your package. So I'll quickly request Vaishali to come here to walk you through this demo. And yeah, Vaishali, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you play the video?
Sure.
Yes, so hello everyone. I will just give you a quick glimpse of the FlightZip delivery dashboards, the three different dashboards that Achal just mentioned about. So when you sign up, you get this page which redirects you whether you want to log in as an operator or a dispatcher. Operator is who will be behind the entire operation. So when you log in as an operator, you get to this particular screen. On the left, you can see there are four different tabs: the fly, the delivery, the logs, and geofences. Under the fly tab, you will get to see different drone cards, the different drones that you have registered onto the platform, the FlightZip platform. You can also add more drones by just clicking on the add drone button. On the top right, you again see a list of settings panel and the different actions that you can perform. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll add a dispatcher. The dispatchers are mostly the shipper dashboards, which could be a food or restaurant, or it could be a medicine store. So you can just enter an email address for a dispatcher, give them a code, and they would receive an email in their inbox. So we will see that shortly. Now, as you can see, they've received an email and with a password along with the dispatcher ID. That becomes their username and password. They can just log in. They can change it at a later point of time if they want to. And now we are in the dispatcher dashboard. On the dispatcher dashboard, we have three tabs: the live, the orders, and the history. The order tab is where you can create your delivery order. So you have a pickup location, you have a drop location. You can enter that on the map right on top, and you have a straight line a drone delivery route that is auto generated for you. You can enter the receiver details, the person, the number, the phone number, or the person who's going to receive it. And now you can see that the operator who's managing all the operations get a request from the storefront or the dispatcher dashboard that there has been such a mission that has been created and we request your permission. So if you want to make modifications to the dashboard and to the mission, you can do so at this point of time, and your delivery is approved and it's ready for takeoff. So like you can see, we clicked on the drone card, we entered, and the mission has started, the mission has launched. The drone is right now going to be on its way. On the left, you see the telemetry information of the drone. That is the battery percentage, the distance at which it's going flying in. And meanwhile, the receiver can enter a four-digit code that they are going to receive on their email addresses to see the status of the delivery. So this is a receiver dashboard where you can see what is the current status of the delivery, whether it is in transit, and if you have a video camera attached, all this while you would also be able to see the video from the drone. So this is a very short, a very quick glimpse of the complete flytzip application with 3 different dashboards for 3 different stakeholders. And we would definitely let us know if you would love a quick, a more detailed walkthrough of the complete platform. We would be happy to do one shortly. Over to you, Achal.
Thank you, Vaishali. Thank you for giving us that demo. So as you saw, this is how all the pieces are coming together. And of course, we'll open for Q&A, but I would like to take time where, again, at the beginning of the webinar, we notified or we said, what are the core components? And we have looked them one by one. So of course, you need a reliable drone where we are working with the reliable drone partners to provide that kind of hardware. Then we have USOG, who is providing the critical component to have a multiple delivery package. Then we have Valqari, who is doing complete automation as well as security, taking care of safety and security of your packages on ground, which is very essential. And then you have flytzip from Flightbase, who could help you with integrate all these together and have seamless experience through the software, which should be your user facing. Of course, we are happy to work closely with you to ensure what kind of workflows you need, what kind of integrations you need. Of course, you'd be flying BLOS, so you'd need integration with UTM. You can create geofences. All of those things could be integrated into the system. Right. So with this, we open for Q&A, and Vaishali, we might have, I can already see a lot of questions there. So you can
yes, we have. Before we jump on to the Q&A, Achal, I would like to launch another poll that we have for tonight. Sorry again for my voice. Yes, and the poll is up on your screen. We just wanted to understand, since we demonstrated a complete drone delivery solution, right? What Achal mentioned, from the hardware, the package, the payload system, the drone delivery station, as well as the software. Are you looking for to deploy a complete delivery solution in your geography? Or are you interested in some or the other components that we demonstrated today? Do let us know, and we would be happy to share more information about these systems. We also would like to understand how urgently are you looking to deliver or deploy a drone delivery solution, which was not sort of, have been feasible for multiple reasons. And if there is something that, you have customers who are looking for it, or you're just looking, to get one in the next couple of months, or this is something that you would try to keep in mind, or you're exploring for a future project. So I will wait for like around 10 seconds before I close the poll. All right, and I'm sharing again the results for everyone here. So most of our audience today would like to get the whole package to deploy a complete delivery solution. And a couple of them, Fans and Ryan, are interested in the delivery station and the cargo system alone. With regards to how urgent is it for them to deploy, I think most of our audience are looking to deploy it in the next 1 or 2 months. And some of them have already a paying customer that's looking for a solution exactly like the one we demonstrated today. So I'll stop sharing the poll and I'll open the Q&A section. We have already a lot of questions. Ryan, Fans have answered a few of them, but I will again ask them for the benefit of our entire audience. So I think the first question is for Fans. Fans, are the drones that are compatible with the payload system, is it robust enough to fly in rainy conditions? And what about the package itself?
Absolutely. We have very specific platforms that we've sought out and that have been tested in harsh weather conditions. And they are amenable to flying in harsh weather. Some of them actually fly in rain. Some of them fly in literally dust storms and are available from, I believe it's -10 to 118. Wait, -10 to about 104 Celsius, if I'm correct, but there's a broad range and they can be used in multiple. And the packages, yes, they can be sealed, and in order to, and for the harsh weather, and most importantly, you can deliver it on the Valkyrie station so it remains safe and sealed. And and like with anything else, if it gets too windy, too rainy, too snowy, just like with regular aircraft, we can't fly. It's just the fact. There's sometimes we just can't fly.
Thanks, Fans. I think another question is, how does the payload communicate with the drone? Is it via the flight controller, or does it communicate directly with the ground control?
Like Achal mentioned earlier, there is a direct connection with 4 and 5G. We also do have the handheld remote controls and the ground station. Because currently in the United States, with the FAA, we're working towards beyond visual line of sight. The systems are ready for that, but the current rules are you still have to have a person on the sticks, on the remote control for safety reasons. So it's capable of doing it all. And by speaking about the FAA real quick, there was a question that also came in, and that because this is such a new industry, there's a lot of regulations going on, and we understand that. And being a part of the FAA safety team, um, it's all about the safety. We are working directly with the FAA within the guidelines, and having influence in the industry and helping shape the best practices on what's moving forward. So we see the FAA as an ally. Even though they're slow to move, we think it's a great thing that they are taking their time, making sure everything is safe before they allow us to just fly willy-nilly. I would like to compare it to aircraft. If you change one bolt on an aircraft, the FAA has all the data to tell you how that affects an aircraft. With the drone UAV industry, we don't have any of that data yet. We're still collecting it. So we see it as a complementary thing that the FAA is regulating and helping us move forward.
Thanks again, Fans. I think we have questions around that. The system, most of our attendees today are not very mechanical. So, is the equipment easy to learn? This is a question for both you as well as Ryan, the payload system as well as the smart delivery station. Yeah.
Go ahead, Franz.
Oh, I was going to say, we make our system as easy as possible to implement. And I know Ryan and I have worked closely together to make this a simple, out of the box system that we can get you up and running right away. And I know Valkyrie's done a great job with their back end. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, we really, for the end user and for the drone operators customers, we try to make it as simple on the Valkyrie end as going to your mailbox. You simply interact with the app and retrieve your packages. But from an operator point of view, we are very much inclined to provide support or training services or whatever may be needed. So even if you don't have a mechanically inclined team or a technically inclined team, we can provide you with ours, so you're able to get up and running and stand up in operation with this network.
Absolutely agreed. And the toughest part is going to be learning how to use the web and flight a zip. That's what we're looking to do.
Thanks again, Fans. I think we have a few questions for Ryan as well. Ryan, does this Valqari system work with traditional packages and mail?
Yeah, it works very much so. And our app for integration actually has a mirror of what the drone authentication process looks like for a delivery driver. So a delivery driver can go and interact with the landing stations just like a drone would to drop off and retrieve packages. We've also, and the reason we're staggering out our mailbox version a little bit is because we're also having to comply not only with the drone regulations, but US postal code and other international postal codes. And so by adhering to all of those to become the next generation of mailbox, we're able to not only deal with federal mail delivery, parcel delivery, drone deliveries, pretty much the whole gamut of that last mile to the home delivery.
Thanks again, Ryan. Another question is that whether does it only monitor temperature for sensitive payloads such as blood, or are other weather elements also that are monitored by the mailbox or the delivery station?
So that
Um,
sensor package I mentioned that's going to be coming out, we're able to incorporate any variety of sensors. So certain smart city applications are looking for traffic sensors, other ones are looking for pollution and carbon sensors. There's a whole plethora of different systems that we can incorporate in, and having this powered piece of external IoT furniture, it's not difficult for us to incorporate a specific sensor if a customer needs that one, or any variety or combination of sensors. And so we can really build whatever sensor or smart city monitoring is required by our customers, but we will be monitoring more than just the weather.
and then it's the same with packages. We can, any IoT device on a UAV and on our cargo system, we can implement and integrate. And especially with our smart winch system, we're able to add an array of sensors that can communicate possibly back to the Valkyrie box or directly to a ground control station in order to provide whatever data needed.
Thank you, Fans. I think a lot of question is around how the entire system works, how is it connected. Maybe Achal, you would like to share more information about how the single board computer or connects on the drone, which then further connects to flytzip. There's a lot of question around it, whether it is completely independent of the flight controller that's on the board, or how does it all work or put.
Sure. Right. So here we're using drones, which are, of course, bigger in size, and we don't want to mess up with flight controllers. So industry have been using companion computers with it, where you have flight controllers, which take care of your flight stability, reliability, flying the drone, be it a multi-copter, a VTOL, or a fixed wing. And then you have a single board computer. That is where our HPs or flight OS, the operating system, goes, which not only connects to the drone or through the wired connection or a serial port to the flight controller, it also connects to the cloud, and then hence you have the dashboard, and on other end it connects to the smart payload system by USOG, where it can monitor that system and get the data from the system as well as the control for that. And the same system allows us to talk to or precisely hover over the smart mailbox, and takes care of the complete integration with your drone. So even if you're building a custom drone and you're looking to integrate with the payload system and the mailbox system, it's fairly straightforward to integrate the software.
Thanks, Achal. We have a question around while the drone is conducting an autonomous mission, there could be a bad battery, loss of GPS, or any other mechanical failure. So, are there any specific contingency plan that can be programmed into each specific flight, such as RTH or go to a safe location, etc.?
Yes, there are multiple, and that is where we have been working on the autonomy piece of it. So, of course, your flight controller takes care of everything and has the basic logic of fail safe, but you need additional intelligence in case of what happens if you have a 4G link loss, what happens if nobody's connected to the drone, nobody's monitoring it. Right, it could be far away where even it cannot come back to the home location. So we are also designing a system where it can go and land on an emergency predefined landing location, which you have set along your corridor or the highway that you're using to the airway to deliver the package. So multiple things are integrated on the user workflow, so you can have secure delivery. Of course, as you can see from the mini dashboard here, you can have the geofence corridor, which would allow the drone to do not go outside that region. And you can, of course, integrate with other safety mechanisms, which allows the drone to safely land in case of parachutes, etc. All of that can be integrated as well.
Thanks, Achal. I think we have a few questions for Ryan as well. So, Ryan, how do we ensure the security of the package that has been delivered?
Sure. So once the package is dropped off on the top of our landing station, it's brought in through an elevator system and sorted into the correct locker. That locker is only able to be accessed by the intended recipient through our app, through their individual registration and account. And so at no time will there ever be a failed delivery or a delivery to the wrong person or the unintended recipient getting it instead of the right person. So it is stored in our system, and really the big purpose of our system is to maintain that storage and secure that package and safely and securely do that. So, that's something we're very much aware of and working with.
Thanks, Ryan. We have a few questions around the cost. Like, can we get a glimpse of the cost segments? So maybe Ryan, if you would want to share some information, and then Fans and Achal can take over.
Sure. So depending on both how many landing stations are in the network, if you need add-ons and customization like sensor packages, things like that, it does vary the cost a bit. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out for us and we'll figure out exactly what your system needs and we can provide a quote for you directly.
Yeah, I can say that the USOG cargo systems has the best cost to features ratio by far, and it's essentially completely customized and based on what your needs are. And like Brian said, please reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to quote you, either if it's just a cargo system, if it's a complete package with us and Valkyrie together. And it's really bespoke and very customized to you. But we can tell you we're the best cost solution out there. So please reach out.
Right. And from the same software side, of course, the whole idea here is you have a great ROI and you save cost. So we're designing system which can be used on subscription and depends on your usage. Again, the idea here would be to have deliveries with just less than $1 of value. Of course, you need to have that scale of deliveries of doing it. So you could come to us and work with us of how many deliveries are doing, how many drones you're flying, and we are able to craft a plan which can help you get started.
Thanks, Achal. We have run over time right now, so there are a lot of other questions that are still unanswered. I will forward it to both Ryan and Fans, as well as whatever has to be answered from our end, and we'll ensure that everybody has answers to the questions that they have asked today. Thank you so much again for attending today's webinar, and we are very privileged to have you all. Achal, if you have any ending thoughts, and then we can move it to Fans and Ryan. Yeah.
Great. No, this was really great coming together, and we've been working for last few months to have end-to-end integration here, and that is where we are introducing this offering together, and we are continuously working together to integrate each and every piece. So thank you so much, Fons and Ryan, to join us today on the webinar. We value your time as well as your commitment, partnership with us, and we see what kind of impact you're doing with your solution in the industry. So yeah, we look forward to a continued collaboration.
Thank you very much for having us. And like we like to say at our shop is we do the difficult immediately and the impossible by appointment only. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Vishali, for moderating, and Achal for having us, and everybody who took the time to join us today. Please reach out, and we're really excited to speak further with you and work with you.
Absolutely agreed. Thanks, everybody.
Sounds good. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day or evening.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you.